Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. I was introduced, Volker Worthmann, my name. I work for Lufthansa Industry Solution, which is one of the companies within Lufthansa. Uh, Now I need my little device here. So I think I need to explain a bit why we are here, what has Lufthansa to do with ports. Of course, you know the passenger airlines. We are in the aviation industry. We have companies that deals with finance and services. Of course, everybody knows the air freight, the Lufthansa Cargo, and the Lufthansa Industry Solution is an IT consultancy, and we belong to the digital service companies within the Lufthansa. As I said, we do IT consulting. We are about 1,000 people doing this on a day-to-day basis. And so we are not the big Lufthansa, we work as a small and medium enterprise in the market. Our service portfolio is really beginning from IT strategy down over process consulting. We do conceptual design for IDs, for IT systems. We do develop systems when it is needed, but as well we are able to integrate standard software like SAP or others, and at the end we do application management as well. We do that in several markets. We are focused on industry, and transport and logistics, you see, is one of the 6, 7 strategic ones that we have in our portfolio. And this is the reason why I'm here today, because transport and logistics makes a major part of our business, and I think we are quite well known, at least in the German area, within harbor and maritime industry. Now, let's go into the topic of ports. If you looked at it from the past, how has it developed? So there are many players in the market, like the carriers, like terminal operators. Everybody worked on its own, trying to optimize their processes, their systems, using terminal operation systems, transport management systems, and all that is a challenge in itself. But quite obvious that working within the own processes, it needs data from the subsequent or the upstream processes where we need to link. And that was done during the last years, and we see a lot of bilateral information, data exchange, which has grown over the years. So this is a typical scenario how ports work today. Many players, like the ecosystem, we call that today, exchanging via many interfaces, but there is no overall control on this topic. So if we look at the port today and focus on that for a moment, there is currently more or less no overall control of the processes. And this is something that the smartPORT vision tries to overcome. We will talk about a lot smart ports, and it has different types what that really means, but with regard to data exchange and manage the process flows and manage the traffic flows, it means, I think in a nutshell, to combine the material flows and the traffic flows in a way that is optimal and efficient. Means that we use the existing infrastructure that we have in the best possible way. We all know infrastructure is not extendable very easily, so we go the other way around and say we make the best out of what we have, and that needs better control of the processes around that. We introduced, like you can see here, something like a control tower. You see, we come from the airline industry. The tower looks a bit like from the airport. You may recognize that. But we have ideas, of course, and we have processes in place that we sometimes derive from the airline industry. This is one of the ideas we derived from there. So the idea is to gather data within one big data container. We plug in all the players that we have out there having to do with the port processes. Plus, we ideally integrate the infrastructure. Like we have on our little picture, we have bridges, we have railways, we have locks. Everything can be integrated in that big scenario. And we have all these data in one data container and can use them. And what is it what we want to do with that? We want to have a clear picture on what is going on outside there in the harbor, and we want to derive action from that. And we want to have it very quickly. And the news that we have is with some IT technologies that are available today, we are able to really reach that goal. I stated some of the buzzwords that are being presented in all these things here, but I want to go a bit deeper into that. What does big data mean for us? Big data in this context means, yes, we have big amounts of data and we can handle them. But in a second step, we are able to analyze the data that we get from all the players very, very quickly. And this is new. This was not able for the 5 years ago. We are able to derive information very, very quickly, have a clear analysis of the situation, and then derive action from that and say, okay, we can change our plans, we can change our actions, we can change our traffic flows in the port. We have in-memory technology, which is the key, really. You don't have to understand that really in detail, but the message is in-memory technology is something that is new from an IT point of view, maybe for the last 5 years, but it is different to what we had before, and this is the technology that allows us to really analyze very quickly and drive what-if scenarios after that and find new solutions, new plans in sequence to that. Cloud technology is something everybody knows. In this context means only, yes, we are able to have data processing infrastructure available very fast. If it's a private cloud, public cloud, whatever, it is much easier than it was before. The Internet of Things together with the sensor technology will play a big role within the next years, because one is the traffic flows that you have and the goods you want to transfer, and the other is the infrastructure that we use for that. And sensors allows us to find out what is the status of our infrastructure. Is traffic out there? How is the weather? Are the locks closed? All these things can be identified and transferred via the internet with broadband, and all that comes together in our control tower system that enables us to have all the data together that we need to get to fast decisions. So what the goal really is that the process flow that we see in the middle of the picture here is managed, and we can have that managed by an additional layer of information that we have on top of all the systems that are running within the world. So your core systems will still be there. We just derive the data from there that we need in order to have the full picture spanning the whole process flow over the different players and systems out there. And again, a little example is here. We have the control tower looking at a process, a schedule. You see that? You might not be seeing that, but the little numbers is a schedule down there. So we expect a ship to enter the port. We have subsequent processes that are depending on this ship, truckers, terminals, railways. And we have that in our control, and we have visibility on this plan, and we have visibility on the actual situation. Let's assume we have some incident, bad weather, whatever. Ships comes late by some hours. And we obviously need to organize the subsequent processes afterwards in a way that is different than before. But having the information at hand, saying the ship will be late, having very quick ability to analyze the data in nearly real time. We can derive action from that, and we can even run what-if scenarios and say, okay, this is the best plan we can make with regard to that incident and the new situation that we are seeing right now. Means that we can take real-time reaction on that. And with this real-time reaction, we will come up with a new plan for all the processes that are coming afterwards, and still we make the best out of it. And this is the scenario that we see, that is the vision that we have. But now you see, okay, this is nothing new for me. This is what we do on a day-to-day basis. And yes, that's correct. The new thing about that is, and why we talk about this today, is the IT has made a major step forward during the last years. And this really means that this scenario that we just had is being able to produce right now with modern technology. And this is the message for today. The IT is there, it is mature, and we can use it to optimize the processes overspanning the single systems and single processes of all stakeholders of a port or whatever. So this is again our statement for today. Big data, I explained what does that mean in this context. Quick analysis, quick reaction in memory technology is enabling all that. The Internet of Things plus sensor technology is bringing the infrastructure into the game, and cloud technology, whether you use it as a private or public cloud, helps you to get very fast results in there. So my message is, the IT is ready for smart solutions. Let's try to get the vision be real. And this should be my statement for today. So if you have any questions, I'll be around here. We have a booth out there, right to the right-hand side. You will find us. And I hope you had a good start in the morning, even though it wasn't an IT topic. That's always hard to get around with. So thank you very much. This is it.